Florida, we have so much to celebrate. Awesome weather, top-notch universities and sports teams, a rich blend of cultures, and so much more. From fresh market tomatoes to watermelons, from snap beans to tangerines, Florida farmers grow an abundance of safe and affordable products that are prized around the world. So look for the Fresh from Florida label when you shop. Wholesome, delicious, nutritious. Fresh from Florida. Fresh to you.
Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
We'll have variable cloudiness today with a brief shower and a high of 83 to 86. Then low clouds tonight, low 66 to 68. Mostly cloudy Saturday, high 75 to 80. And Sunday will be mostly sunny and pleasant. High on Sunday, 78 to 83. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Join Gary and Don Crawford of Pinnacle Retirement Advisors for Retirement with Pinnacle, Saturday mornings at 9 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retirement with Pinnacle with Gary and Don Crawford, Saturday mornings at 9. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
This hour of Ocala Talks is brought to you in part by Blockers Furniture. Go see all their specials at blockersfurniture.com.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Good Friday morning. Welcome to Ocala Talks on an overcast, rainy, but really, really good temperature weather Friday morning. I am coming to you from the palatial studios of WOCA Radio, just off the runway at the Ocala International Airport in the Brick City, beautiful Ocala, Florida. Going to be in the low to mid 80s today, but a cool down's coming. Tomorrow, you'll wake up, the high will only be in the mid-70s. I can still deal with that, Galen.
Yeah, we have our a big marathon weekend up in Gainesville, too. So the runners wish it was colder, but I'm kind of glad that it's going to be nice and warm.
What do you got going on in Gainesville this weekend?
It's our marathon. It's our, we've been doing it now for, 15 years. So it starts at Bo Diddley Park. We have a kids marathon. We have a 5K and a half marathon. So Saturday and Sunday. That's it's a big deal for us. It's just the way we can. It's one of the ways we give back to the community with a little wellness event, and it's a lot of fun.
So it's an actual. It is a 26.2 mile marathon for the adults.
No, it's a half. It's a half. We used to have the full marathon. To be honest, it just became a real issue to get the course certified. It used to be a Boston Marathon qualifier.
Oh,
it
wow.
It became really difficult to certify the course and the cost and everything. It was difficult. It's a lot of police.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of police for 26.
We used to run through the stadium. Yeah, you run through the stadium for part of the half marathon. You run through the University of Florida football field, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So and a good fundraiser for you guys.
No, we're just hoping to break even. It's not. It's more of a give back to the community than it is a fundraiser. So,
oh, very good.
It's just a way that we promote what we do and who we are, and we consider ourselves a intricate part of every community we've done. We've done the kids marathon in Ocala for years. COVID kind of killed it. And so we're kind of reassessing what we can do to get, deeper involvement with the.
What is the kids like? What's the kids like, a 3K or something?
No, the kids marathons. It's actually pretty cool. So through the PE departments and the running clubs of each of the schools in an area, we give them a log sheet, and so up until the day of the marathon, they run 25 miles, right? So half a mile here, a mile there, right? And then they log their miles. And then come what we call it race day, they run the final 1.3 miles, and they get a medal.
Oh.
They get a medal and a T-shirt, and they run their marathon. And it's an amazing event when you see, one of these kids who's just run, 1.3 miles, and then they get a medal, and the look of sheer joy on their faces, it's priceless.
So let me ask you this: if there are any, because I know there's a lot of runners here. My primary doctor actually is a marathoner and a half marathoner. So if there are any runners out there that are listening that are in running shape and everything, can they sign up day of?
Oh, absolutely. Because of COVID, I think everybody's a little scared. Our registrations are way down, so we're expecting a pretty good turnout for tomorrow's race. The weather's always a big factor. It being this warm, it'll be interesting. So, I don't know if the Ocala Marathon is happening or not this year, but that's always a cool event. And it's fun. It's fun. I've done the 5K. I did the half marathon a long time ago. I'll put it that way.
Let me tell you something.
Before my knee surgery.
Let me tell you something. I could do a half marathon as long as you let me be in my Cadillac doing it.
That's right. You make that happen. Hey, and the air conditioner is going to have to work, or the heated seats, depending on the temperature.
Exactly, because both of them are key to comfort.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I can't go below 20 miles an hour. Just can't physically do that. So don't put a minimum speed on there for me.
By the way, I can only go as slow as I can set the speed, as I can set my speed. That's all. In my car, you can only set it at 20 miles an hour or faster. It will not set at less than 20 miles an hour.
Right, it's exactly right. And there better not be a lot of traffic or Canadians, because now we're going to have a real problem.
Yep, real problem.
And by the way, there's always 5 or 6 Canadians that run in it, and I do pretty much the same jokes during the because I'm the MC at the event that I do on this station, and I get pretty much the same results. Yeah.
Well, there's some other things that are problems this morning for you, not for you, but I know you're not going to like them. There are 2 fires I want to talk about, but nobody's injured, but there are 2 fires. One is a cargo ship. It is adrift in the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. It is on fire. Luckily, I can report that the Portuguese Navy rescued all 23 members of the crew. They have all been rescued and are safe. I cannot say that the 4,000 Porsches, the 1,200 BMWs, or the 1,100 Bentleys are as safe. And there's a few Audis on that ship, too. They were all coming over from Europe to be delivered to Americans who have already bought them. These are people waiting on these cars, and now their cars are on fire in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. That's got to, I know a guy like you who likes those kind of cars. You're a speed guy and all, even though it's not your car. That's got to bother you a little bit. Come on.
Well, no, it bothers me a lot, because if you think about it, somebody ordered that Porsche, right? It's their dream. And I read the article this morning because I get a news alert for all Porsche. And I was sitting there and I read, and the company refused to comment on the condition of the car. And I'm like, well, of course. They're more worried about the 22 people that were on board the ship than the cars.
Right.
Right? But then you stop and think, and you're like, man, these people have been waiting. The turnaround time for a brand new Porsche to get it custom made is about 11 months. And so, these guys are probably on their tracker every 45 minutes looking, look, it's in the Azores. And then they look at it, well, now it's on fire. I mean,
yeah,
just that's, and, and I was thinking, I'm like, one of them is probably the new 2022 GT3 Porsche, which is
Probably more than one of them.
Well, it's a 205-mile-an-hour car, and it's a Porsche, and just absolute beauty. Don't care as much about the VWs. I mean, who cares?
The
right?
people's
How many
car.
more Passats?
The people's car.
The Passat. We don't need any more Passats in the world, right? We just don't.
First off, that's just a horrible name for a car.
Well, I guess so, but it's like, if you were to take all the SUVs off the road, right, you would be left with, and muscle cars. So we'll take out the Challengers and the Chargers and the Camaros. You know what you would be left on? You would be left with nothing but Passats. Probably,
you're right.
And an occasional BMW, but but that's all you see on the road are Passats.
Another fire that I've been to this place. I've been in this place. It was one of those times that I went to a golf tournament there. Yesterday morning, about 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 a.m. our time, a fire was reported at the clubhouse of Oakland Hills Country Club in Detroit. By 11 a.m., the roof collapsed. The damage was described as extensive, almost facing irreparable damage is what some people are saying. No injuries or deaths were reported because all the employees evacuated safely. But a grand structure like the Oakland Hills Country Club, which, by the way, was built in 1922. It's 100 years old. It's gone now. And I've walked through that country club. It kind of...
I wonder what they're going to do to, if they're going to build back or how they build back. I'm sure there'll be the golfing community, that's one of those revered places.
Yeah, it's hosted six U.S. Opens, 3 PGA Championships, 2 U.S. Amateurs, and the 2004 Ryder Cup.
Yeah, and again, it's one of those that I think should be on the permanent list, that they get one every 6 years. It's just a phenomenal venue.
Oakland Hills is really a phenomenal golf course.
The European team won there. What was that? In 04?
04, yeah, 04.
Yeah. They've held amateurs there. I wonder how they come back. Donald Ross Design, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Is that right? Yeah.
It is.
It's just one of those tournaments it's incredible.
If you look at it as it's burning here, if you go to the video and watch it burning, I'll tell you the closest thing you can come to in Marion County that'll give you a thought of how it looks really is if you go stand on the putting green at Golden Hills and look back at their clubhouse. It's like a small version. It's like a little bitty version.
A third
with the big white columns and everything. It's like a small. No, actually, it's probably an eighth or a tenth, because the Oakland Country Club. The Oakland Country Club, from one end of that country club to the other, when you think about the kitchens and everything, it stretches probably 150, 250, 300 yards. Probably, it's a long clubhouse.
Yeah. When was the last Open they haven't hosted an Open in the last 20 years, 30 years.
I don't know
right?
when the last Open was.
Like mid-90s?
I don't know. I'll look that up. But yeah, but it's still.
Because let's see. Wait, Andy North, his U.S. Open, he won there because he talks about it every time he gets a chance.
Right.
Right. That's pretty much his claim to fame. I don't think they've had one.
The PGA Championship's been there 3 times: 72, 79, and 2008. Oakland Hills has hosted the U.S. Senior Open in 81 and 91, the U.S. Amateur in 2002 and 2016. It was the home of the 2004 Ryder Cup. Let me keep trying to figure it out.
I don't think there's been a U.S. Open there since, because there hadn't been an event there before the Ryder Cup in a long time with the PGA Tour. I'll bet you it's the mid-90s or earlier.
It may be. It may be. I'm having a hard time finding it, but I'm trying.
Andy North won his in the mid-'80s. They haven't hosted an event there outside the Ryder Cup in a long, long time.
The U.S. Open, they hosted 1924, 1927, 1951, 1961, 1985, 1996.
That was Andy North.
96 was the last time they hosted a U.S.
So
Open.
96.
So it's been 26 years.
Is that the nobody year? Who won it 96?
Who won the U.S. Open in 96? Let's go see.
Steve. No, what was his name?
Andy North won in 85. So.
Right. Was that the Jones year that nobody remembers?
Jones went through. Yep, that's Steve Jones.
Yeah.
Tom Lehman and Davis Love were the runners-up.
Right. That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Steve Jones won that year.
Yeah, that's right. Because Tom Lehman was playing incredible in 94, 95. And, yeah, that's right.
Woody Austin and Payne Stewart led after one round. Payne Stewart was your leader after 2 rounds. Tom Lehman was your leader after 3 rounds. And Steve Jones won it with 2 under.
I know it's the only major, but I don't think he won much. I think he's one of those grinders at the time. He just showed up every week and grinded. But, yeah, I don't think anybody cares about Steve Jones.
He had 8 PGA Tour wins.
Okay, there you go.
He won the Pebble Beach
Pro-Am.
He won Pebble Beach.
Probably won some.
He won Pebble
Well,
Beach.
that's not nothing.
He won the Tournament of Champions. He won the Bob Hope. He won the Canadian Open, the U.S. Open, the Phoenix Open, the Bell Canadian Open, and the Quad City Classic.
All right, there you go. Not a bad career.
No. But that was back when you made $250,000, $300,000 for winning an event.
Sure. Yeah, that's right.
That was pre-Tiger Woods. Well, Tiger Woods came in '96, and then everything went crazy.
He's probably a club pro or a insurance salesman now.
One of the two. We got to take a break. We'll be right back. More with Galen after this timeout on WOCA, The Source.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
New arrivals and new savings are waiting for you at Blockers Furniture. With over 80,000 square feet of the best selection and best prices you can find on furniture, mattresses, home accents, accessories, and more. And with new trucks arriving weekly, Blockers has the best available in-stock selection. Unlike many other furniture companies that will have you waiting for months to get what you want or need, come see everything that Blockers has to offer. Blockers Furniture, 2402 Southwest College Road, next to Hobby Lobby.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to a Friday version of Ocala Talks. Galen, from Life South joins us. He does every day. Galen, you brought up, you alluded to something in your conversation that I don't want to let pass up, and it was Oakland Hills. You said it should be on the rotation once every 6 years or so. Do you think, and I know, but I want to ask this question so everybody else knows, do you think the USGA should start doing what the Royal and Ancient does and pick out a group of 9, 10, maybe 11 golf courses, and that's the rotation to the U.S. Open?
Yes, absolutely. I am all in on that. And I'd have to, in order to do this well, you have to have all the golf courses in front of you. But like I got Oakland Hills and Oakmont confused. I think Oakmont should probably be on that list, because I think that's Pebble Beach should be on there. And I also am a firm believer that if you're in that rotation, you're not allowed to host any other PGA Tour events. So you can't cheapen it, right? So if Pebble Beach wants to be in the U.S. Open,
it's got to give up the Pebble Beach Pro-Am.
The AT&T.
Right.
So that way you don't get these ones that are like, you remember how bad Chambers Bay was?
Oh, it's horrible.
That's
the one where Jason Day had the vertigo because he was climbing up and down so much.
Absolutely. But it's just, I want it to be as hard as possible. And I want that 7 to 8 years, 6 years, whatever that rotation is,
to get you jonesing for
hosting their event. Not only that, but I want them to think about, all right, what are we going to do to make this golf course tougher?
And you got 7 or 8 years to think about it.
That's right. And when they come around, I think the U.S. Open should be the toughest test in golf, period. Right? We already have Augusta. These guys know Augusta like the back of their hand.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They could go right now in non-tournament conditions and shoot in 18 holes. They would shoot 7 or 8 under par every single
time.
And that's fine, because Augusta is not about that. The U.S. Open is about pain. It's about them hitting a putt and it ended up further away from the hole than when they started. You know what I mean?
It's about them making. To me, it's about them looking like I do when I play golf.
That's correct. That's what we want them to be completely and utterly humbled.
Yes.
And the winning score
should be about 3 over.
1 under.
3 over.
Yeah, I take that. Absolutely. But when you're, and again, I want somebody to shoot a 68 on a par 72 on the first round, and then be 15 over.
Yeah.
By the fourth day.
Like
right?
where was it?
It just fell apart.
Remember the British Open? Tiger shot great the first round. Second round, he was like 12 over because the wind and the howling rain and everything, and Tiger just he was terrible.
That's what I want. That's what I want. So I'm a firm believer in, and again, where you and I are as close to a golf experts as we really want to be, but we could sit down and get the players involved if you want. I really don't care what they think, because they're going to show up no matter what.
Yeah, it's the U.S. Open. They're showing up.
The U.S. And you could argue if you're an American golfer, it's the one you want to win.
Of course it is.
Right? I really enjoy watching the British Open. I enjoy watching all the majors. I don't count the PGA as a major because the final score is like 38 under.
The fourth major is the Players' Championship. That's the fourth major, the Players' Championship.
That's correct. And it helps that you and I know that course so intimately.
Yeah, well, talk about the back of your hand.
But again, that's what we should do. And again, maybe do you put Bethpage Black on there? Or
of course you do.
Or Winged Foot. I don't
Congressional
know.
Goes on there. Congressional goes on there.
No. Congressional is a course that they can kill right now. If you look at the winning score, I think it was like 5 under, 7 under. I'm not sure about.
Yeah, but you could make Congressional if you only played it every 7 or 8 years, 9 years, and you didn't play it any other time. You bring those fairways into where they're only about 30 yards wide, and you make that rough 5 inches thick at Congressional. It could, unless you got to be super accurate then. Super accurate.
Well, okay. So the last one that was hosted there. All right, let me do the math. That's the one that Rory won.
Yes. When he was 12 strokes past everybody.
Yeah, and I think he was like 16, 17 under. Right?
Let me look.
I know my golf history. I'm pretty good at this stuff. So Rory, that's the year that Rory ran away with it. He showed his dad because he won the big bet. Yeah. Yeah,
Is that 2011?
Or is it 12?
2011,
2010?
I think.
Okay, 2011. I have to do that math. Yep, 2011. Come on, it's not a championship course anymore.
Well, it may not
It's
be.
not. It's,
it may not
by
be.
the way,
But we could sit down. You and I could sit down, and we could take, we take half a day. We could come up with a good group of golf courses. We got to take a break real quick.
You give us the right beverage, a piece of paper, and a pen. We could solve this.
We'll talk more about that.
This isn't the moonshot. This isn't cancer.
We'll talk more about that after the break. You're listening to Ocala Talks on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
President Biden in Ohio Thursday seems to be putting the theory of climate change ahead of the American inflation problem.
We're also showing that growing the economy and creating jobs can go hand in hand with protecting the environment, not decimating it, meeting the moment on climate change. Like our program to clean up abandoned mines and cap and plug orphaned oil and gas wells, sweeping and spewing methane into the air.
The United States government is reporting